don't wear brown and orange, you don't matter.
Let this be a reminder to you all that this organization will not tolerate failure.
Well, buddy boy, I want you to get excited here.
With the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield.
Okay, listen up, people. I'm gonna turn you clowns into a football team.
To the best fans, the most patient fans in the league, the Browns are going to win.
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
Kevin, here we are. We're back.
We made it.
We're back. And
We
guess
made it.
what?
It's Tuesday.
But what kind of Tuesday is it?
Cold Beer Tuesday.
It's Victory Tuesday, baby. It's Victory Tuesday.
That's a good day.
Finally, the Browns get a win. We can finally knock this nonsense off. We got a win. Listen, it wasn't an impressive win. It didn't blow my doors off or anything.
It was almost as unimpressive as a win can be.
It was. I tweeted or texted some people a very amazingly inappropriate description of the type of game I thought it was. I don't want to say it on this particular show. Maybe we'll see. Okay. But it was bad. It was a bad game. Kevin got a beer. Are you excited about that beer now, Kevin?
About this now, yeah.
All right, that's great, man. That's what it's about. We're here. We got Miller High Lights.
We do.
High Life, sorry.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers to you, sir. Oh, yeah.
We're trying in there.
Oh, yeah, right.
Disembodied arm. Pay no attention to it.
You've got to drink a beer, celebrating the victory. I'm excited about the win. It was a tough game to watch in many facets.
Agreed.
For me, I don't care because we won. We won the game. That's the most important thing that matters, at least to me. I think to everybody else in Cleveland. I muted you. Go ahead and cough if you need to, Kevin, because Kevin's just dying over there.
I forgot my glove drops.
That's all right. Struggle through it. It's all right. We're only trying to do a show here. It only involves microphones in your voice. So just ride the struggle bus, baby.
Because now I got a microphone where you can actually hear my voice.
I do, and we have you up.
Look at that.
We can hear you. We can see you. We can hear you. Everything's beautiful now. Big Mike's back there. Even Big Mike's excited over the win.
That's what he should be.
All right, again, going into it, look, it was what it was. It's a win. We're 3-6, and you kind of, you're not hitting a reset on the season by any stretch. But it's a win, and it got that disgusting taste of a 4-game losing streak out of our mouths. Usually, for the Browns, this is when it keeps going. It's a 3-game. It's the truth. Whatever analogy you want, but usually it's a 3-game losing streak, and then a 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, and the next thing you know, it's a 3-13 season, and then that's it.
Right.
So it's good to see that at least we stopped the bleeding at some point and got it together, and I think that you could kind of see. You could see the players; they were starting to take this personally. Mm-hmm. I think that they have been. They've been taking it personally. The good news, once again, no turnovers, low penalties. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, one very important penalty. I think everybody in the city of Cleveland would agree with.
Which would lead nicely into your.
It would, yeah. It was. Wait, hold on. I can't see over my monitor. Oh yeah, mistake free from Baker, and that's exactly what I mean too. No interceptions from him, no turnovers. He managed the game well.
Yes.
And I liked a lot of the things that I saw out of him. He was making some good decisions. He made some great passes in there. I like taking a shot right off the bat to OBJ, trying to go deep. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. And it was a quick one, too. It wasn't hey, I got to stand back here and let the routes develop and be, planting trees and doing whatever, growing grapes and raisins and making wine while I'm back in the pocket. It was a couple step drop, let the play develop and boom, go deep. Because OBJ runs like lightning, so you don't need a lot of time for it. I wish we could have connected.
Well, and This is the part of that season, though, where especially when you've got a new quarterback-receiver combo, where that stuff in practice starts paying off.
For sure.
The route running, the trusting that your receiver, whether it's OBJ or, some new kid off the street, is going to be where you expect them to be when the ball gets there.
Right. And also, these guys have been since OBJ got here. They were, practicing, during the off season. They were, I don't know, like in California together, all practicing. So, and listen, that's all well and good, and I'm for it. That's great. But you still need those game reps.
Absolutely.
You still need it to happen in the game. And we don't have that. Mm-hmm. They don't have that experience with each other yet. So it's developing. It's still kind of happening. Now, they talked about it earlier in the week, they said they were going to force feed the ball to OBJ. Good. I'm happy for it. And you could see them really trying it, and it was paying off. Mm-hmm. I was a little bit disappointed, though, in OBJ. On one facet, there was a play in the end zone. He got a call. He got the call for the interference, but it hit him in his hand. I say hand because, listen, for me, look, dude, that's what you're known for.
It's true.
We're paying you more money than everybody else on continents makes, and you make that catch, man.
Yeah.
It's an unrealistic expectation for me to say that. I know that. I know it's unrealistic, but I saw it happening, and I'm like, oh, he's going to catch this. He's going to catch us, and it's just boonk right off his hand, and it didn't happen. So that was disappointing. I really wanted to see that spectacular catch because that, it's exciting.
It's what he's known for.
Right. It is what he's known for. So I was bummed that I didn't get to see that. And then everything that led to that was during the whole debacle down there in the red zone where we had, I don't know, was it 342 plays we ran in a row before we didn't get into the end zone? You're the producer. How many was it? 342, 343?
It was 7.
It was some abysmal play calling. I don't know what the problem is. There's so much that was going on in all of this. First and foremost, I don't know what we need to do to Freddie Kitchens. Can we save him from himself? I don't know, because this man needs to stop going for it on 4th and goal. We play the Patriots. The week before, we go for it on 4th down. It winds up costing us the game.
Right.
It cost us the game. Now, you're a rookie head coach. You're going to make some mistakes. I get it. I have no problem with a rookie head coach making some rookie head coaching mistakes. And we've seen some of them this year. But now these things are starting to become a big problem, because that means you didn't learn from the week before. Now you're being pig-headed. You're being stubborn. And to top it all off, what you're doing is not working. It's not working. You run 7 plays from the 1-yard line. You got you have a running back that's averaging 5.8 yards per carry,
and you can't get it in the
and you can't get it into the end zone. Whatever it is that you're doing is not working. So what you need to do is stop. You kick the field goal. You take the points. And you go live to fight another day, because we were in a situation where that could have come back to haunt us.
Absolutely.
It could have come back. It could have cost us at the end. Luckily, we pulled it off, but it's ridiculous. The defense held on the next series, which so many times before has not been the case at all. We've been stuffed there, going for it on 4th down, and then the other team goes right down the field and scores. It's happened multiple times now this year, and it's very, very frustrating. And I want somebody to grab the clipboard out of Freddie Kitchens' hands and beat him to death with it. They need to draw blood on his fat freaking head and tell him to stop.
That's a bit harsh.
But I'm all for being aggressive.
Well, all right, so
be aggressive. Be aggressive.
There's no need for that at all. No, but not to jump ahead of anyone else's points who I think might be making this point later in the program. Freddie Kitchens, yes, rookie head coach, not a rookie play caller, though. He was doing this last season. How much, of a leeway? And see, I don't know. Give the rookie head coach.
Well, yeah, I give him some, but not a lot, because here's not only again do I have a problem with going for it, but what you're doing isn't working. We're pitching it out, and Chubb is like dancing there in the back. It's 1 yard. You give them the ball, you tell the offensive lineman to kill the person in front of you, and you run it in there. Because everybody in the entire city of Cleveland is thinking the same thing I was.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Everybody was thinking it. I know that everybody was thinking it because everybody on my Facebook feed, everybody in my text messaging, everybody everywhere that I knew and was communicating with was all saying, what the hell is going on?
Right.
And then you're going forward on 4th down.
That don't make no sense.
Give me the points. I wanted to choke them. I wanted to choke him. And that's just, I was so incredibly angry and frustrated with what I was seeing going on down there. And I don't know what Freddie Kitchens has got to know this. He has to know this. You can't do this.
So, a few opinions popping up in the chat room already. P-Dubs brings up a pretty good point here. Again, thanks for watching, as always, P-Dubs. Matthew J, I see you in there as well.
P-Dubs our most loyal viewer.
He is, and he brings up very good points every
He does.
time.
By the way, P-Dubs, we're going to have you. I promise. I absolutely promise. We are going to have you on the show. We'll do it next week. Okay, we'll have you call in, and I still have to figure out your identity because I thought I knew who you were, but apparently I'm wrong.
See, to me, it's almost more fun to have him in the chat because you don't know who
I
he is.
I was positive that I knew who it was, and then I think
then
it
it
was
turns out you're wrong.
you said something, or he made a comment about something. He was like, "I don't think that I'm not who you think I am." So now I'm stumped.
Anyway, his point being,
I think I know though.
Play calling is one thing, but what about the offensive line? The coach can't block for Chubb.
I mean, look, there's some. Again, this comes down to player accountability, and it comes down to execution.
Right.
But I think that you're asking a lot more of an offensive lineman if you're pitching the ball, or
exactly.
if
You've
you're
got guards that need to pull and everything.
all
else.
of that.
Right.
And that's not the area to do that. That's
Sure.
not the area to be doing all of that stuff. That's where, like I said, line up in front of the guy in front of you, knock him off of his ass, and move him back 12 inches. That's all you have to do. That's it. You move him back. Let Nick Chubb just plow in there. It's
one eternity later.
Whoops.
I was.
So we're gonna start over a little bit.
Why?
Because when we rebooted the software, our microphones were muted. Thank you, Matthew J, for pointing that out. So let's rewind and do that last 30 seconds over again.
Okay, so
we're really back
are
now.
you sure?
And
Are you
people
sure?
can
Wait.
hear-
Now we're back, baby. Okay, does anybody on this show know how to do broadcasting? Because
we
we're
don't. No, we're
professionals.
clueless. We're
we have
clearly
no
clueless
idea how
about
any
all
of
of
this stuff works. Why do we get paid?
I don't know.
Why?
Matthew J, can you just confirm that you hear us now, though? Because
That would be wonderful if you could.
Oh,
Because if anybody could hear us.
Um,
You know what? Joke's on them. We were pantomiming the whole time. That's right.
yeah, that's it. That's what we were doing. Maybe. We were really excited about this show coming into it.
You know
too.
what? I'm always excited about this show. I love this show. This
is
is
a
my
great show.
favorite thing to do.
It is a lot of fun to do.
It's my favorite thing. So listen, by the way, since you just spoke to Matthew J, go ahead and call in, bud. We'll get to you here.
Assuming he can hear us saying that.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful. I was very harsh on Kareem Hunt though. I was rough on that dude.
I will admit, as not a Browns fan, I didn't really. I have no idea what his off the field is.
I lit him up because he kicked that woman in a hotel and
that was him. Okay, yes.
I don't know if you recall, but that's when I had you superimpose the picture of Kareem Hunt's face onto Mike Tyson's from Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I do remember
that. It was, what can you say? Now listen, it wasn't a Ray Rice situation.
Audio is a go. He can hear us.
Okay, it wasn't a Ray Rice situation, and there was some other extenuating circumstances.
But there are some things you just can't do.
She said some things to him that were highly inappropriate and offensive. But again, you can't. But here's the thing. You know what? I think everybody deserves a second chance, and obviously the Cleveland Browns are the organization that gave it to him. So I can either sit here and be the guy that just constantly rails against him, or I can be the guy to say, hey, look, you know what? Now you have an opportunity. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to make the best of it?
Right.
What are you going to do to turn yourself around and go forward? So I have to be that guy. I'm still uncomfortable with it. I don't like it, but I'm going to go with it. On the positive side of it, he's from Cleveland. Kareem Hunt's from Cleveland. He's a native guy. Wow. What a pair of weapons we would have in the backfield with Kareem Hunt and with Nick Chubb, both being back there. For me, again, on paper, oh, here we go.
There it is.
Matthew J.
Hey, it's working.
It's working. Matthew J's here, everybody.
I don't hear you.
You don't hear me at all?
Oh, now I hear you.
Yeah, okay. That's I gotta work on your mix a little bit here, but I gotta get.
Because you probably still can't hear me.
Yeah, can you hear Kevin at all?
Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good night. Hello.
I think I hear him through your microphone.
No. So I got to work on your mix. I'll get you up to speed on the next call in, so you can hear our computers and get what? What? Hold on. We have.
I really hope this is your actual kid on our.
Oh, it's probably my son saying something. Yeah, I guarantee it's my son.
Either that or someone is calling one of us daddy, and I feel uncomfortable.
All right. So listen, Matthew, what are you?
Yes.
You got to be excited, man. We won, right? We won, buddy. Come on.
Dude, that is as exciting as I'll keep it as PG as I can.
It was an awful game to watch, wasn't it?
That was horrible.
It was a horrible game to watch. I mean, look, I got your picture up, by the way, buddy, and I picked like the most awful picture from Facebook I could find.
No, there was one worse.
There was one worse, but this is my favorite picture so far. I love this.
I'm so excited that I'm now barking lot famous.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get even more famous as this goes, because once things stop working, and stop working, and people can hear us, and the next thing you know, we're gonna take off. We're gonna come to Cleveland. We're gonna take over the town. That's how it's gonna work, right, baby? That's how, right? Kevin's on it. Not so much.
I can't hear Kevin.
I know.
And I'd rather talk soccer than talk Browns.
Oh my God, that is not going to happen. We're not talking about soccer.
Idea. I like it already.
Listen, you've been dogging on Baker. You dog on Baker, and you bag on Baker, and you bag on Baker. He didn't embarrass you. He didn't disappoint you this week. He had to have he made some good plays, man. You got to admit he made some good plays. He didn't turn the ball over. 2 touchdowns. Come on, man. What do you want? He was 26 of 38.
Dude, after the game, it was too loud. I've played in front of 100,000 people, but this is a home field advantage, and we need to communicate when we're, first and goal for 8 chances or 7 chances with 2 of the best backs in the NFL.
No, listen, you can't put that on Baker, though. You can't put that in.
He said it. It was too loud.
No, listen.
He said it.
Okay, number
you can't
one.
Put that on Baker. It's execution.
Yeah,
it's execution.
And you can't put what happened in that series and all of those tries at the goal line on Baker. I mean, we handed the ball off like 5 times, man. We only threw 2 passes. Kevin, what are you clicking on over there?
Nothing.
When does he become a man and say, I don't know what the coach is doing. Let's try this.
I mean, that's a bold move. You're in the second year, man. You really can't do that, because then here's the thing. It doesn't matter if the play that you run works or if it fails. Now you're undermining the coach, and then that's a big, big deal, and you can't have that. You can't have he's not there yet. You know what I mean? Okay. If you're Aaron Rodgers, you can do that.
Okay.
If you're Drew Brees, you can do that.
And you have to run bad plays that your overly emotional coach is calling in.
I think you have to do it now. So we'll segue then real quick. Dude, I'm with you. What is going on in the goal line of Freddie Kitchens?
Dude, he can't. It's the worst red zone offense we've ever seen.
It's shitting the bed is what it is, badly, and then laying in it and going, you know what? I don't smell anything. It's fine. Everything's fine. Just go back to sleep. Dude, which is what his offense does when we're in the red zone. It puts everybody to sleep.
Why can't he just run the plays he ran last year? Why we have a fullback in Kareem Hunt who was blocking like a man who has been playing in the NFL
he was.
for 10 years.
Yes, he was. He absolutely was.
And I don't sorry, I'm going to try and talk loud so you can
Yeah,
hear
Kevin's
me.
making a point here.
Looking at his post-game comments about the blocking, talking about how when I get the ball, that's how I want people to block for me.
Right.
So if other people are getting the ball, that's my job, is to block the way I want to be blocked for.
Right. Well, and, if you're a guy like Kareem Hunt, too, like we were alluding to right before, Matthew J. called in here,
when people may or may not have heard us.
You've got to be doing everything. You have to be doing everything. Where you are with what you just went through in the offseason, you've got to be doing everything to make an impression, because you're not just... Like right now, he's on a 1-year deal with the Browns, so we don't even know if he's coming back here next year. But you're auditioning for other teams. You need to be a player, and he doesn't have room for error. So that's absolutely the right the right attitude for him to have. But Matthew, I'm with you, man. Freddie Kitchens in the end zone. This has just been absolutely ridiculous in the red zone. I don't know what's happening. It was frustrating, and then everybody. I don't know if there's one person on the planet who, if you've watched JV level football, why are you going for it on 4th down again? Not only is what you're doing not working, but we lost the game because of this crap the week before. Why are you not learning, Freddie Kitchens? Why are you not learning?
Now, I'll defend him on this one. You do have one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Yeah, but not if you're running pitch outs and sweeps and you're doing all of these stunted plays that involves him stopping and trying to do cutbacks and stuff like that. Like you don't run a misdirection on the goal line. You tell the guys, the road graders, to just plow the guy in front of you, and then you plow Nick Chubb right into them. It's a yard. You don't pitch the ball out. You don't misdirection and stutter step and all this crap. Stop. Just run the ball.
We didn't even have a tight end in the game for half those plays. And secondly, we went to halftime with our timeouts.
Well, and the tight end thing has a lot to do with it too. Obviously Njoku is out and Safarian Jenkins has been hurt now. So those double tight end sets have been a staple up for us. So I didn't really get a chance to look at, a lot of film. Not that I'm like the greatest, film breaker downer ever. But I didn't notice what we were doing in those situations. I just got handed a really funny text, by the way, about plowing dudes. Yeah, I'll talk about that.
I'm just saying you could a script writer would do well for you.
It was a staple, and I think we kind of went away from it, out of necessity because we're losing, so many people. But I don't know what we're doing, but it's frustrating, and I'm sick of looking at it when we're down there in the red zone because we suck. We're the worst team in the league.
We are outcoached. We have the talent. We should have won games, and we're not. Did you watch the game last night?
I didn't. I had to go to bed.
Pete Carroll coached a phenomenal game against a second-year head coach in Kyle Shanahan.
Okay, well, listen, Kyle Shanahan's background. Kyle Shanahan has been in the NFL for 20 years himself, and Pete Carroll, he's like, 75 years old. He's been a coach for 50 freaking years. He's won Super Bowls and national titles. I mean, his reputation speaks for himself. Freddie Kitchens is like 42 years old. This is his first year.
Shanahan went into Haslam's office and asked to be fired. There's 32 jobs that he had available to him. 32. He said, "Fire me, please. I want nothing to do with this."
Didn't he make a PowerPoint about it?
Yes. Yeah. Does that not tell you how this organization is run?
Listen, Listen, Matthew. It's the dawn of a new era here in Cleveland, and it starts with this win yesterday, or the day before, rather. What do you think? Are you positive? Did this win do anything to keep you positive, or do you think that this is just prolonging the inevitable shitburger that we're all going to have to eat?
I positively think there's somebody in the wings, and Freddie Kitchens gets fired. Like somebody is sitting there waiting. And he goes, "I want this quarterback or I want this draft pick," and Freddie's just running it.
All right, man. Listen, I know you got to get out of here in a few minutes. So before I let you go, I gotta. What are you eating? Pistachios, by the way? You got like Doritos or something? What are you doing there, man? I just hear
I'm not eating anything.
I hear potato chip bags or something. In any event, it's Steeler weeks. We got the Steelers coming up here on Thursday. What's your take? What's going to happen, man? Are we going to get embarrassed at home by the Steelers, or are we going to turn this season around somewhat, at least? We gonna show up?
Do you know who the winningest quarterback is in First Energy? It's Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, but you know what? He's got a broken wing, so I'm not.
Yeah, but he'll be there
in spirit.
I think we lose by 14.
He's probably going to be in the tunnel somewhere doing things he shouldn't be doing, because that's what Ben Roethlisberger does.
Yikes.
Pittsburgh co-eds, I guess we can't be too upset, but I really think we lose by 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. They lost 2 touchdown loss to the Steelers.
Yeah, 1 defense and 1 offensive touchdown we lose by.
Man. All right, buddy. All right, listen, man.
I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong.
I know you do. I know you do. But the problem, and I want you to be wrong too. The problem is that you're right a lot, and it irritates me. I hate when you're right. It makes me mad. It makes me a worse person.
I didn't see Arsenal losing this weekend, and they did.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, buddy. I appreciate your time. We're going to catch you next week.
I saw Arsenal losing. I see them losing.
No one cares, Kevin. I can cut your microphone off, too. All right, Matthew. Thanks for calling in, buddy. We'll have you again on soon, all right?
All right.
Later, man. We are not turning this into a referendum on soccer.
We certainly can, though.
Because no one cares.
We have the knowledge to talk about those things, so
we don't even have the knowledge to keep computers running right now, Kevin.
I have control of the switcher, so we're just going to leave this on and talk about Liverpool versus Manchester City. No, we do have a couple other things that have popped up here in chat while Matthew is going on his tangents there. P-Dub's now offering clues to his identity.
Offering clues.
Which I appreciate.
Okay, do we give me a first clue?
If he remembers correctly, you wanted him to be on the show last time when it was a podcast. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, God, that could still be the same 2 people that I'm thinking of, though.
Right, now, you're just useless.
That doesn't help.
He also brings up, how come Baker consistently passes to literally almost everyone else over Landry and OBJ?
Well, listen, I agree with that point. I agree with because it's been frustrating to me as well. I don't understand it. He got Landry involved in that game. Landry had a really good game. He was feeding Landry the ball. He was force feeding it to OBJ way more than what we've seen so far. But otherwise, I completely agree with you because I don't understand how guys like, not that I'm upset about it, but Safarian Jenkins getting catches. Antonio Callaway. Why are we constantly going to Antonio Callaway when we have Jarvis Landry and OBJ on the field? I don't know. It makes absolutely no sense to me.
Now, wait a minute. Week 1, you were really excited about him, though.
Who, about Callaway?
Yeah, about him being involved in the game and how OBJ isn't going to have to do everything.
No, I liked the fact that he has talent and that but he's still the number 3 or 4 receiver on the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the beginning, well, first of all, he was suspended the first 2 games, I think it was, 2 or maybe even 4.
Whatever it was. When he came back.
Right. But that gives you, now you have and then it's OBJ, it's Jarvis Landry, and then David Njoku. You know, that's 1, 2, 3. He's like the number 4 guy, sometimes the number 5 guy.
Right.
You know, I like the fact that he has a really good rapport with Higgins. I mean, and I was happy to see that Callaway was benched and Higgins was in this game because Higgins caught the game-winning touchdown. And Baker and him have had a very, very good rapport. You know, we were talking just a little bit before about, you know, having that chemistry with the receiver that clearly is just not there with OBJ yet. You know, it's not. But he has that with Higgins, and it's been mind-boggling to all of us why he hasn't been on the field, why he's not been there, because when he's there, you see what happens. They make plays. They have it. He can trust him.
Right.
And so for me, I still don't know. You know, Freddie Kitchen says that he's not in the doghouse. Man, I don't know. I have no idea why he's not there, but it's a good point because it's just as frustrating to me. As far as I'm concerned, you should just be feeding those 2 guys on the outside, and you know, if you need a 3rd down pickup or something, you dump it to some guy underneath. I guess. I don't know. To answer that question, it's an I don't know for me because I really don't.
Going back to something we were talking about when we may or may not have had audio working.
Did it have anything to do with plowing dudes? Because I can talk about that longer if you want.
It
wasn't about plowing dudes. All right, we'll get away from it then.
Your son's still in the chat room? Yep. Okay, good.
Okay.
No, so talking about the Browns' goal line troubles, especially in the very short yardage situations, reminded me a lot. And again, not taking over the topic of the show here, but looking at the Packers-Panthers game from this last weekend, the Panthers are on the 2-yard line with a chance to, with a 2-point conversion because their play calling is atrocious, possibly tie the game, and they can't get in. And Panthers fans were livid for many reasons. Among them being, if Cam Newton's in the game, he just goes over the top. Touchdown doesn't matter.
Because he's only done it like a couple 100,000 times since he's been in the league.
Well, right. So my point is then what is that? What is the Cam over the top play call for the Browns? What do they need to be doing?
I just again, I think it's like, like what I just talked about with Matthew J too. You last year we were so effective in the red zone. Baker Mayfield was effective throwing the football. Mm-hmm. I think that we're just, to me, I think that Freddie Kitchens is just outthinking himself, and he's trying to come up with, they know what we're going to do, so instead we're going to do this, and which is way different. Just do what you do.
Right.
Do what you do and dare them to stop you.
And that's what confident teams do.
That's exactly what confident teams do. And I mean, you that's how you win championships, because you can look at, when you're able to look at the other team and go, hey, I'm going to run this play right now. This is what's coming. Stop it. I dare you. And when they can't, it's demoralizing to your opponent. And there are teams that are really, really good at that and can do that. And the Browns are not one of those teams, but we should be. No. And we could be. We're just going to have to see.
Now, to move on from something that I think you and Matthew J almost got to in your conversation there, is looking forward for the Browns, some good optimistic things to look to, I guess.
Can we win out?
You had
garbage teams.
Right, but you had one of the toughest opening schedules in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you now have literally the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think that as these games keep coming up, one of the things that's been, we're playing tough defenses too.
Yeah, and that doesn't change this week, unfortunately. But
no, we had, and by the way, I think I misspoke. I said the Patriots the week before. It was Denver. We played Denver the week before. And everybody forgets that Denver had an amazing. They have like the number 4 defense in the NFL. Especially they're number 1 in the red zone defense. They're tough. The Bills have like the number 3 defense in the NFL. The Steelers now coming up have a very, very tough defense, especially with Minkah Fitzpatrick, who they just added, and I'll get to him in a second. Mm-hmm. Can we win the table? Can we run the table? Yeah, we can. This team has all the talent in the world. Finally, and I think that this is something that has been one of the biggest frustrations for Browns fans this year. For years and years and years, not only did the Browns just suck, but it was very, very clear and very, very evident that we did not have the same level of talent as every other team that we were playing against. We were constantly just manhandled. We had, when we were on defense, whatever offense we played was just out-executing us. They were just better than us. Same thing on offense. Defenses feasted on us. We didn't have a talent level. We have talent on this team now. We have some holes. The offensive line has its issues, it has its woes, and it hurts us. Same thing with the secondary, specifically at the safety spot. We're weak there. Mm-hmm. We have some problems there, but overall, we have very, very good talent, and we're really deep at some positions. I think that the way that Mack has stepped up at linebacker has been absolutely amazing. Now that Christian Kirksey went down, right. We've got depth. We've got talent. We can play with people. We have it. It's just not working out somehow. Things aren't clicking. And that's what's frustrating to Browns fans, because we know we can win. Mm-hmm. We should win. We should be able to go out and compete and win and do these things, and we're not, and that's making us pull our hair out, because we're like, oh my God, we finally get a good freaking team, and they still suck.
Right.
And that makes me, I can't take it either. I hate every second of it, but I don't know how you fix it. I don't know what to do about it. But can we? Of course we can. Of course we can. If we're confident, if we can do those things like what I just mentioned to you, listen, we're doing this. F you. Stop me. Mm-hmm. I dare you. Punk, stop me.
And that's one of the things that, to me, again, as not a Browns fan, don't dislike them, just not a supporter.
No, I know. No, it's cool. It's cool. Get off my show.
As a neutral observer, on the offensive side of the ball, you guys should be unstoppable.
Absolutely.
You have every weapon you need.
You have to, at some point, you have to be able to impose your will on your opponent. You have to, and you need to establish it early.
Mm-hmm.
You also need to establish it late just to prove the point.
Right.
But you have to. It needs to be done throughout the game, and the Browns just don't do that.
Right.
We move the ball well. We don't finish. We have clearly the ability to do it, but we don't do it consistently. And you need to be able to do all of that stuff. And we'll see. To answer the question, can we? Absolutely we can. Do I think we will? No. Unfortunately, I don't. And there's, that's why I think that this season is lost. We would have to win out. If you want any semblance of making the playoffs,
right,
you have to win out to finish 10-6. Can we? Sure. I think that the game in a couple of days is going to be a real big, I guess, the litmus test.
Right.
Where are the Browns now after everything that they've gone through so far this season? Where are they now? Because I'm going to tell you something. The Steelers are not the team that I thought they were.
No.
At all, because I thought that they were dead and buried. They lost Le'Veon Bell. They lost Antonio Brown. They lost Ben Roethlisberger to a season-ending injury. He's gone. Now you got a bunch of nobodies in there playing. They traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick, and everybody's like, why are they doing that? What difference does it make? Mm-hmm. And it made a big difference because he's got 5 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. He's got 2 passes defense. He had a 96-yard touchdown return last week. He took their defense and made them very, very elite because you got Joe Hayden on the other side. He makes a really, really big deal for them. They can get after the passer on their TJ Watt. He's a beast.
I love me some Watts.
Listen, I know you do, as the Scotty, the resident Scotty. I hate him, and I hope he tears his ACL. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
We've
I don't.
Already lost 1 Watt for the season.
I don't wish injury on anyone. Maybe like a gunshot wound or a robbery or something.
Wow.
But not death.
Wow.
No, listen. I'm kidding. But he's a beast.
Like cramps from cheese curds, maybe.
Fine, okay. That's true. Cramps.
Come on, that's just rude.
Cramps from cheese curds. Jesus, I have to write that down. No.
Trust me, if you eat too many of them, it's a whole thing. Anyway, we'll discuss later.
He's a monster, and they can get to the quarter. And if you can get to the quarterback and you can stop the pass. You're creating havoc, right. And that's what the Steelers are doing right now. And they're doing it on. They lost James Conner, and it doesn't matter. Like he goes down, Jalen Samuels picks it up, and whatever no-name back he has. And you know why? Because, and I hate to say this, Browns fans, I'm gonna say it anyway though. They're a class organization, and they're used to winning, and that's what they do.
Okay, all right.
That's what they win. They have always won. They have a tradition of winning.
They do.
It's a culture of winning. It's established, and they have that. And even in down years,
plenty of non-class things about the Steelers.
All right, but
I understand.
Yeah,
yes.
And we don't have that. We're not that team. We're not that organization. We're the team that always loses. We're the team that always finds a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, unlike what the Steelers do. And they're 5-4 now. After being decimated, they're 5-4. And unfortunately, they're going to be a power in this division this year, as I run out of breath now too. They're part of this. So you need to go out there at home and you need to whoop their ass bad. If you want to have any semblance of doing anything in this season, you got to let them know. No, not today. So I don't know.
So that's the question then: is who does this short week benefit more? Do you think?
It's hard to say. I mean, we're both coming off of victories, so we're both feeling really, really good, obviously, about ourselves. There's not even a lot of travel involved either. If it was like a West Coast game or something,
sure.
You know what I'm saying? And another team had to come here. I would love to say us, but Pittsburgh is a tennis ball's throw away from Cleveland.
Exactly.
So I don't think that it hurts. It doesn't benefit either side. I don't think that it hurts either side any more than it normally does. Thursday games suck.
They're awful.
It's terrible. And when you consistently hear everybody involved say this repeatedly, I don't understand why the league keeps doing them.
Thursday games suck. Sunday night games suck. Games in London suck. Games in Mexico City suck.
All of them.
Stop it.
I'm okay with a late Sunday game. I like a late Sunday. Now, say my work schedule has changed. Yeah. I have to go to bed soon. I have to be up for, at work 3 o'clock in the morning. So it doesn't really matter for me. But when I had a normal job, I don't mind. I actually kind of look forward to that late game because it's it's a 7, 8 o'clock start. And that's what I would watch before I went to bed. I like the late game. I still am a huge fan of Monday Night Football. I will always be a Monday Night Football fan. Big fan. Thursday night games, horrible.
Get rid of them.
They're horrible. It's bad for the player. And it's bad football.
Or make the Thursday night game. Well, it'd be hard to make it a Thursday night game if it was played in London with the time zone.
Yeah,
And always make it the Jaguars.
Yeah, just always send the Jags to London. Let's just move.
They're going to get real. Either the Jaguars or the Chargers are moving to London. It's going to happen. It's probably now not the Chargers with the whole stadium.
I don't know how you do
but
that. That is a logistical nightmare.
It isn't. Look at
the travel that's involved. And
Buffalo going to LA is no different than Buffalo going to London. Now, the problem comes in when you look at West Coast teams making that trip.
Yeah, and they're going to have ridiculous. To at some point too. And but then you also have an entire team.
Rename it the International Football League, and that's a whole. You think of all the branding. And
but you're gonna have to change. If you're a player, you get drafted by the London Monarchs,
and that's when you go play Canadian football.
Right? What are you gonna do now? You have to go live in freaking Liverpool or something.
Well, first of all, Liverpool and London are not the same city.
Listen,
they're not. That's like saying that you get drafted by the Browns and you're going to have to live in Philadelphia.
Listen, my international traveling friend,
works?
Because I don't care.
Also, London and Liverpool, both wonderful towns to live in.
No, that's what I'm just. My point is, if you're a
you
kid,
forget that some of us lived there.
Okay, I know, man. That's why I said, Kevin. You know what, Kevin Pasternak, international man of mystery over here. That's what you are, dude. No,
that's what happens when I get.
But if you're a player, you would have to go live in London. Because that's where your team's based at. You have to live there.
You have to live there for 4 months.
But I don't know if I would want to do that.
How many Packer players do you think live in Green Bay year round?
Yeah, that's a good point. Nobody wants to go to Cleveland too. All right, I get it, but still, it's Green Bay and Cleveland are not 8,000 miles away.
Yeah, and Green Bay's a nice town, and Cleveland's Cleveland.
Careful, buddy. Let's not knock the land, my friend. A lot of accidents could happen in this set.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I digress. I don't know if that would work out very well. But you had me totally lost now. I don't even know what we were talking about before we got there.
We were talking about Thursday night games and how they.
Oh yeah, but they do. But so because I don't know who it benefits, man. I think it
benefits anyone.
I think because it's crap football because everybody's tired and still beat up. You haven't even healed from the game that you just played on Sunday.
It'll help you for week 12, but not for week 11.
So I don't know. I don't think it benefits anyone. For me, I'm gonna make my pick now.
Ooh.
I'm gonna make my pick now. Oh, it's happening, and my record's terrible now.
Your record is the same as the Browns now.
Nobody will let me live this down if I do anything other than pick the Browns, baby. You know I'm picking the Browns. I'm picking the Brownies, baby. At home. I hate the Steelers. I hate their city. I hate their organization. I hate their fans and their stupid towels. I wish somebody would light every towel on Pittsburgh on fire at the same time. I would love to watch the city burn. Do you remember the Arkham Knight? Do you remember when the bombs went off in Pittsburgh? I wish that happened for real. I wish it happened for freaking real. That's how much I hate that team. I wish their city just crumbled. Like a crevice opened up and swallowed Pittsburgh, and it was just like a nice flat field afterwards. That's what I wish.
Can we leave the Penguins, though? I like the Penguins.
No, I don't care about them.
The Pirates I don't like so much.
Nobody cares about anything that happens in Pittsburgh.
I like the Penguins, though.
It's not. It's a horrible. It's a horrible environment.
Back to NHL '94, Jaromir Jagr. It's a whole childhood dream.
Why? I gotta find a new producer. I gotta get rid of you. Can't sit here doing this to me, man. You're killing me, Kevin.
I'm doing great work over here.
I'm picking the Browns. I'm picking the Browns in this game, Kevin. We're gonna win this game by 2 touchdowns. I'm going the opposite of Matthew J. He said we're going to lose.
By 2 touchdowns.
He said we're going to lose by 2 touchdowns. I'm saying we're winning by 2 touchdowns. That's a 28-point swing.
We should have had a head-to-head of you two all season, by the way. We'll work on that for next.
All right, we'll get there.
We got a couple of things here. P-Dub sticking with us in chat. Finally have a good team after 20 years. Meanwhile, the Ravens have one off year and they end up with Lamar Jackson.
God, and I guess I'm wrong on him too.
I don't know that I'd go as far as say you're wrong on him. But
here's the thing: he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt.
Playing the way he does,
he's going to get hurt. You can't. I didn't think that he had the ability to pass the ball. I didn't think. I was like a lot of critics. He doesn't have it. Well, I've been proven wrong.
Yeah,
because he can sling it and he's doing it, but he keeps running. And he's electrifying.
Yep. He's
amazing at it. It's really, really fun to see and to watch, and he's highlight reel material, and he's Mike Vick 2.0, and Guess what? He's going to get hurt because it always happens.
Ask Brett Favre what scrambling for a career does for your health.
But here's the thing. Scrambling, there's a difference between a running quarterback and a mobile quarterback.
No, agreed.
I think that Brett Favre was a mobile quarterback.
No,
Steve
he
Young.
was not a runner.
Yeah,
no,
Steve Young was a mobile quarterback.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback.
Yeah.
Michael Vick was a running quarterback.
My point is scrambling quarterbacks know when to get down and not get hit as bad.
Right.
Defenses tee off against running quarterbacks.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And they're looking for it.
Yeah.
They're daring them to run because second they become a runner,
want a chance to hit them.
They want that shot. They want that shot. And Baltimore, listen, if Baltimore's smart and they want Lamar Jackson to be around for a long, long time and be a Hall of Famer and get them some Super Bowls and some Lombardis and have a great career, you got to knock that off. You got to knock it off, man. I don't know any other way to say it. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. You got to smirk. You got to smirk. I see. Was there?
I was gonna make a Great Lakes schooner reference.
Some ships.
Some ships.
That's funny.
Other notes.
I want a ship. I want a Lake Erie barge. I want a freaking Great Lakes ice cutter.
A barge is, I think, more Cleveland speed. I think in terms of
you're gonna be fired soon. I can feel that coming.
This is going so well.
I can feel
Getting me a working microphone was a terrible idea.
I can hear you.
Let's jump back up here in chat to what is quickly becoming one of my favorite segments of the show. P-Dub's topic from the 20 years of suck.
Okay.
This week's topic: favorite Browns players off the field incidents. He brings up Sean Rogers getting busted for carrying a semi-automatic loaded gun through airport security.
Who did he say?
Sean Rogers.
My favorite by far and away, Gerard Warren getting arrested in Pittsburgh for having a party, getting way out of control, also with weapons.
Oh no.
And here's the thing. Before the game, they were asking Gerard Warren, like, how do you stop the Steelers? And he talked about killing the quarterback, and he's like, kill the head, the body dead. That's how he described it.
That's a good line.
Then he went to Pittsburgh, got arrested for partying, had weapons charges brought him against him, and Carmen Policy, the lawyer that Carmen Policy is, came on television in a press conference and said, the officer said that Gerard Warren was the nicest player that he's ever arrested. And said it with a straight face.
How do you say that like it's a good thing?
And meant it. Absolutely meant it. So that's for me. It's Gerard Warren getting arrested in Pittsburgh for party. By the way, he was partying with all of the Steelers.
That just doesn't sound like a.
It was bad. And he was like the 3rd overall pick for us. I'm not a smart man. That's mine. It's definitely mine. All right, how are we wrapping this up, Kevin? What do we got to finish here?
Since this is still in here,
We got nothing.
Oh, does it not? Why
Oh
is
yeah,
it
it's
not
black. It's
launching?
blankness, and we're just going to space,
No,
huh?
we're gonna make this.
Oh, it's not. Is this?
There it is.
He's just, are we gonna constantly bring up what kind of facial hair is this man gonna have on Thursday?
I don't care. I just love this comparison, and we'll show it as many times.
Listen,
as
we can't.
possible.
He won last week though, so we can't keep beating him up for this.
No, I'm not beating him up for this.
Just
I'm
kidding,
celebrating
just
this.
kidding.
I am celebrating this man and his facial hair.
We should start. Somebody should start their own Twitter account called Baker Mayfield's facial hair.
That's a great name. You're clearly very good at social media.
I'm amazing at social media. Speaking of social media, everybody, look at how I tied that in. Heyo! Check us out. Everything's down at the bottom. Please subscribe to the show. This is really important if you're a new listener,
Yes.
or viewer or whatever. Make sure you subscribe. Click that subscribe button. It's really important. Follow us on
Also,
all of our
click
links.
the like button on the video because it will help other fans find the show.
Yes, we're trying to spread this like wildfire.
That's.
Did you see how I did that? I said it
did.
so seriously,
You
too.
did.
I said it like Carmen Policy talking about Gerard Warren getting arrested in Pittsburgh.
What VD were we at the top of the show though?
I don't know. Right now, it's more like the clap.
Yeah,
It's, we're going to go out a little itchy.
One last thing for you there.
One last thing. Sabo pair. Look at everybody. Come on.
Baker Charms.
There we go. My Baker Charms
There it
shirt. Baker Charms. Baker Charms. Love this shirt. They're magically delicious. So check out Brian Zabo, Zabo Apparel. Buy all of his stuff. Good stuff. Especially the Scottish Hammer shirt. Benefits the Wounded Warrior Project, which is a great cause. So proceeds go to that. Kevin still wants one. You could go to the website and purchase one, Kevin. You're allowed to do that. You can do that.
Yeah, trans.
All of a
state
sudden,
shipping is very confusing.
did you say
to me.
trans states?
Trans-state shipping.
Trans-state shipping.
Shipping across
It's
state
no.
lines.
I've
It's
gotten.
very
How do you
difficult.
think I got my shirts? I mean,
I figured some
magic,
sort of-
Baker Mayfield magic.
I was going to say drug mule.
All right. The best way to travel by drug mule. Jesus. All right, boys and girls, we're gonna leave it at that. And Kevin, we gotta figure out something. What are we doing? Are we gonna do a special Friday edition of the Bargain Lot? No Friday edition of the Bargain Lot for Kevin. He's out. That was a hard no for Kevin.
For the same reason that we didn't do a Monday show this week.
Oh, we got more stuff going on.
Someone's got to keep working to pay the bills to get laptops that work and won't crap out.
You need
halfway
medicine.
Through the
You need to get medicine. Is what you need to get.
That. Speaking of drug mules, if you have any,
please send Kevin drugs
not,
so he can heal from like heroin.
Just want to be clear to the DEA that was not an actual solicitation for any sort of product. I just would like to stop coughing soon.
All right, I don't know exactly when we'll do our next. I'm probably gonna fire up some machinery on Friday because I might have to rant one way or another. Yeah, I'm either gonna rant or you're gonna see me just naked, drunk in my backyard, throwing beers and fire around like I'm a wild person if we win this game because that's what's gonna happen.
If we get the rest of our equipment working, we'll have a heck of a show.
Yeah, we'll see. We can't even get laptops to work around here.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, we'll figure it out. All right, boys and girls, thank you very much for joining us. Again, click all the like buttons. Tell your friends. Go on all of our internet, links and social media accounts and tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me I'm great. Tell me whatever it is you want to tell me.
Send links of the video to your friends.
Please.
Whether they're
Browns
fans or not. Whether they're fans of the Browns or crappy TV, either or.
And also, if he's watching too, Sean Holleran, who is a avid Buffalo Bills fan, lost a bet to me.
Ooh, I like when this happens.
Yeah, he lost a bet and he sent me a video, and unfortunately, we were screwing around beforehand, as usual, and we weren't able to get it up. But it was Kevin's fault. But I'm gonna play it because he won. He lost the bet, so he had to send me a video, and we're still gonna play that video. So don't think that's going for naught, sir.
Tune in next week.
Tune in until next time. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you later.